the most realistic steering system available on the market, look no further than Sim Steering from Leo Bodnar. Designed and hand-built at the home of British Motorsport's Silverstone circuit, it's extensively used by professional driver training centres and race teams including Formula 1 since 2010. The high precision and completely linear response coupled with high strength provides the ultimate in realistic steering force feedback. Visit simsteering.com.
Take your hobby to the next level with a quality racing rig that works great with a PS3, Xbox 360, and a PC. GT Omega Racing Simulator is compatible with a wide range of steering wheels including Logitech, Fanatec, Thrustmaster, and more. The GT Omega is available now worldwide by going to www.gtomegaracing.com.
Good afternoon and welcome to Apex Racing TV. Alex Simpson, Bernie Weemers here for round 11 of the ARL-TV's V8 Supercar series. Bernie, Montreal, great track, sprint races, reverse grid, second race today. I think we're going to be in for an absolute delight. The last one we did like this was Oran Park, and we had some fantastic battles on track there. I expect more of the same here today.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really looking forward to this this round again, and with that crosswind coming into the main straight, that should spice things up as well.
Yeah, we were talking to Tobias earlier on, saying it's quite tricky. He's worried that perhaps overtaking won't be as easy as it has been in past seasons, as that final chicane's very, very difficult to get right, and perhaps get that run down the main straight and into turn one. So we'll keep an eye out for that, and obviously there's not much time for guys to make moves, so I expect we'll see some people perhaps trying to take an opportunity into the hairpin, with turn one not being the favoured position this week. So yeah, it could be a very spicy race.
Yeah, I suspect the hairpin's going to be their best bet today. There's not many other passing opportunities on this tight track.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think for the most part, the guys will just be wanting to survive through the close quarters of the walls that we've got around here for sort of the first third of the lap. And like you say, that hairpin does give them an opportunity that if they do get it wrong, that they have at least got that run off. So I can definitely see the guys going for that position. Worth pointing out on screen at the moment, Aaron Hamilton in his new Demidov car there. So it's jumped ship just at the end of the season, ready for season 3, I guess. So yeah, nice to see him sporting their colours. We did notice actually just before we went live, didn't we, Bernie, that we're showing a couple of slightly older skins as well. So we've managed to get Alex Cherney's in there as well, but there's a couple that are missing. Now I'm not really sure what's going on. We've both run our trading paints and they're not showing on either system. So just for the guys that will be watching this back, yeah, sorry about that, but just make sure you've got that it's friendly for all audiences ticked. We won't download any skins that haven't got that ticked for obvious reasons on a live broadcast. So just make sure you got that ticked so that we can get your skins downloaded. But yeah, there's a few out there at the moment that are not up to date. So sorry about that, and the guys that might be watching will be wondering where those are, but that'll be the reasons why. Six minutes of qualifying to go, Bernie. How's it looking out there at the moment?
Okay, well, as far as times go, Tobias has the fastest time of 1:37.904, and he's the only one in the 1:37s at the moment. And the next one's Michael Schreier. He's doing a 1:38.469, followed by Aaron Hamilton. He's done a 1:38.761. And then the rest are in the 1:39s.
Yeah, quite a spread at the minute, but I think that's quite common here at Montreal. Very easy to get off tracks here and ruin a lap, so just got to graze one of these walls on that invalidation lap as well. So guys are going to have to really push it to the limit. Just want to quickly give a shout out to, well, just give a shout rundown, should we say, of the championship positions. Obviously, those that have been tuning in each week will know that Tobias has wrapped up the championship at this point. He's got a 193 point lead over Niels Jordan in second place. Must be happy with that, Bernie. See one of your fellow Redback racers up there?
Yeah, that's an excellent effort by Niels Jordan.
Just goes to show consistency can out, but he's got a 9-point gap to Mark Warmington in third place, so Mark will be looking to best Niels today and just jump up into second, ready for that final race. Jake Burton's leaped up through the table in recent weeks as well, some great results, a lot of wins, and he finds himself in fourth place. Sam Sutton is fifth place, Will Dodd is in sixth. These guys actually all separated by around about 50 or so points, so any of them could sort of jump up into the final podium positions of the championship, so we'll watch an eye out, keep an eye out for that. Aaron Hamilton down in seventh, missed a few rounds and is fighting his way back. And let's have a look. I know we're missing Lance Perkins this week as well, aren't we? Paul's in there as well, so yeah, it could be some change around of the top 10 this week, so should be an interesting race as far as the point situation goes.
Yeah, that's right. We'll have to keep a close eye on that. And Jake Burton just did a 1:37.941 in his quality time, bringing him into second place.
Yeah, Jake and Tobias have had some fantastic races of late. That round at Mosport, nothing separated those two. Couple of good overtakes on each part.
Yeah, that was a brilliant race. I'm hoping the two will show us tonight another good couple of races. I'm especially looking forward to the second race when we reverse grid, because I'm just not sure where the faster guys are going to get through on this track.
Yeah, exactly that. If they're in a bit of a train, I think with everybody getting draft, I can see it being really, really tricky. Just want to quickly turn our attention to the team championships as well. We've got KRF Aloha Motorsports sitting there in first place, 87 points ahead of Demidov as well. So I know there's a good split of guys out there, but with Aaron Hamilton jumping into Demidov, I dare say they've got a good chance of trying to get back some of those points here this week. And that's going to make it very, very close in the final rounds as well. Powerbond sat in third, mainly represented by Tobias. So, but Blue Flag Racing sitting in fourth back, and Redback Racing Team down in fifth. What's going on, Bernie? You're down in fifth place, mate.
How many points do they need to jump up to third or fourth?
Looks like about 200.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'm not sure what's going on. I'll have to ask Paul. He's the team manager of the V8 arm of Redback Racing. So I'll find out.
Well, I've seen a few of you guys out on track here this week, so I think could be up for a good haul of points. Not sure if it's going to be enough. He's the points gap ahead is quite colossal.
Yeah. I was just watching Paul try to make an overtake into the front straight through the chicane, and the wind did blow him off course, so I don't think that's going to be a very good passing place on this track today.
Yeah, I think that second race is going to be particularly interesting with that being the case. I think a lot of drivers will be making perhaps maybe the odd one or two rash moves, so have to keep an eye out for some bent up cars out there, I think, today.
Yeah, it's definitely on the cards, and especially through the tight sections here. If there's a crash in front of you, you've really got nowhere to go. There's no runoff area.
Just as we see Alex Cherney losing it in the second chicane. A lot of drivers having to abort their laps. Got about 40 seconds left of qualifying, so some of these guys will get through for another one, but only just. Looks like Timothy Ballinger's going to try and squeeze through. He's got a spinner in front of him as well. It's not helping. 25 seconds to get down this back straight and across the start-finish line. We'll keep an eye on him, see if he gets through. Scott Connors here. closely followed by Jamie Peters. That's Aaron Hamilton going through as well. These guys are all going to get through. 10 seconds to go, only just though. I don't think Tim's going to make it. He doesn't indeed, so checker flag comes out for him. So the last guy across the line was Aaron Hamilton. He's got Jamie Peters right in front of him though. Could cause him to lose a little bit of time here. But he seems quicker, gets all out of shape, does Jamie. It's not going to help him. Aaron trying to squeeze by. I think he knows there's nothing going here for this lap. Just stick with these two for a minute, just see what comes off before we look at the final standings. Just while these guys are circulating around, just want to give a quick shout out to all of the series sponsors and the broadcast sponsors: GT Mega Racing, Commuter Royal Fencing, Coastal Kitchenware, Leo Bodnar, Sim Garage, and then also don't forget to follow us on all the usual social media goodness. Right guys, we're just finishing up. Let's just take a quick look at the grid, see if anyone jumps in and changes that on the last. Doesn't look like it is. Everybody seems to have bought their lap. Connors comes in, so it does look indeed like Tobias Cherney takes pole here by a whopping 7/10 of a second from Jake Byrne. Tobias says he loves this place, and I think he's just shown it there in quali. Michael's in 3rd place, followed by Alex Cherney. Great result from him, highest qualifying since he's joined the series. Aaron Hamilton is in 5th place. Scott Connors is 6th. Paul Gorell is 7th. Robert Hooper 8th. Mark Warmington is 9th. Ian McPherson is 10th. Andrew Weiss in 11th. Isaac De Figueiredo is 12th. Timothy Ballinger 13th. Jamie Peters couldn't improve. Actually had a little spin, didn't he? 14th. And Raymond Stair is 15th. Neil's all the way down in 16th place. He's going to have his work cut out there to hold on to that 2nd place. Weehan Chan in 17th. Brenton O'Brien 18th. And Damien Butler rounds out your grid in 19th position. Just want to quickly take a look at the track conditions out there today. Bernie touched on them earlier on, but yeah, very hot out there. Clear skies, 38 degrees track temperature. It's going to be really tricky for the guys. I think we were talking to Tobias. He said he's going to have to do a lot of short shifting today. Keep those rear tyres in check. Right, Bernie, I think just about everybody's made their way to the grid here. I think we're going to be in for a treat here. 18 laps.
Yep, we'll be starting any minute.
I think we're just waiting for one final person to make their way to the grid. Just that timer just ticking down, waiting for everybody to form up. Tobias.
Yeah, this is the most nervous time for these drivers, sitting here waiting for the green light to come on.
Yeah, and actually we've got a little, I think Mark's just struggling with connection back there, but maintains his place on the grid. Yeah, Tobias knows he's got the championship wrapped up. I think this will probably be his most stress-free start that he's had to deal with. Lights have coming on, revs are building. Look, but never stare. We are racing here at Montreal. Great start from Tobias. Jake got a good start, and we got a little bit of spin out. It's caused mayhem in the back there. 3, 4, maybe even 5 cars caught up in that. Someone's engine's gone. That looks like that might be Brenton O'Brien. Obviously the guys will get a fast tow, but I'm not sure who got out of shape, but it's caused an absolute nightmare. 2 blue flag racing guys side by side through the first chicane. You should expect each of them given a little bit of room. I think, Bernie, I think we called it. We knew that overtaking was going to be difficult, so a lot of people tried to make a jump on that start. I'm not sure who it was who got a little bit sideways. I think it might have been Jamie Peters, actually.
Yeah, I saw the dark blue Demidov Falcon spin his tyres first, I think, but I'm not sure if he got tagged by anybody. Have we got a replay of the start, or?
Yeah, I should be able to pull that back up in just let these first few laps settle down, and we'll jump back and have a little look.
Yeah, Timothy's got some pretty extensive damage to the rear of his car. He'll definitely be using that fast repair when he comes in. Hills Jordan was also involved in that, and Brenton O'Brien looks like he's got a blown motor. Hopefully he can get back that back to the pits for a repair.
I think we had a little spinner there in turn one. I'm not sure who that was. Looks like it might have been Alex Cherney actually just losing it going into turn one. Can be particularly tricky. That wind coming in from the west just makes life very difficult in that turn one, because the tailwind just catches hold of the rear of the car as you turn in.
Yeah, the other driver I'm watching here with a bit of a loose car is Rob Tooper. He seems to be struggling on the brakes as well.
Yeah, just saw that going into, what is the second chicane, and down into the hairpin. Oh, and he tags his teammate there, so he gets it all kind of out of shape and wrong, but fortunately, Mark can continue. His car, it looks like he's having a hell of a job with that car. Seesawing it all over the place at the moment.
Yeah, to me it looks like he's got a bit too much rear brake bias happening at the moment.
Is that something that he can change on the fly in this car, or?
I'm not exactly sure. When I drive this car, I usually just set it and drive it, but I think the guys can adjust the brake bias in this car.
Yeah, he seems a little bit uneven under acceleration as well, but under braking it is all over the place. You see him going into that chicane again.
Yeah, this track is really renowned for wheel spinning as well in this V8, and heavy braking will show an unbalanced car pretty dramatically around here.
Yeah, coming out there you can see him compared to, just having a look who that is in front of him. That's Andrew in front of him, isn't it? Yeah, so he's Andrew's car looks way more planted both on entry and exit. Just a big shout out to everybody who's tuned in or watching this back on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to drop us a comment, send us some feedback, hit that subscribe button.
Just about to say Mark's fixed his connection issues, but then he started blinking.
Let's just quickly have a look up front. Tobias got an absolute storming start, and he's already sat, well, 2 seconds ahead now of Jake after just 4 laps, so it's amazing pace out there. He's going to pull away. To keep an eye out, make sure he doesn't burn up those tyres too much. The other important thing to do is not to tag a wall. You can get yourself just a little bit too confident. Seen it with some of the best. Just think they got into their rhythm, start pushing it a little bit more, and bang, hit the wall, front wheel damage. That'll spoil your day really quickly.
Yeah, Tobias is absolutely flying. He's pulled out a 2-second gap already.
Robert's coming under a bit of pressure here. I think that's Isaac behind him. It is indeed. Yeah, following Isaac is the fast recovering Alex as well, so he's going to want to work his way up there after such a good qualifying. He'd be gutted to make that mistake earlier on. All of a sudden looks like he's the one who's putting the pressure on Isaac here. This is what we're going to talk about though. It's really difficult to get much of a run. The side wind down here doesn't really help in getting a run into this final chicane. Oh, Isaac big time into the wall of champions there. Looks like the car might have just survived it. Alex, I think, had to get out of it to avoid hitting him there. Didn't quite get the run he wanted. Slips up the inside. Looks like Isaac's going to have to get that back to the pits. See what kind of repairs he can get on that.
Yeah, I was going to say after that impact I would have been extremely surprised to see him continue on.
Andrew still, Mark still struggling with his connection, and in turn I guess Andrew's struggling with it as well. Very difficult to drive really close behind someone when they're in sort of disappear and reappear.
That's right, you really have to trust that when they disappear they're going to reappear where you expect them to.
Yeah, Isaac really struggling out there now. Guess he'll slip into the pits this time by. He's got Damien Butler behind him, I believe.
Yep, Damien's making an inside pass coming into the main straight. He pulls it off.
Yeah,
well done.
Yeah, and Isaac continues on. I thought he'd be into the pits trying to get that car repaired. Just have a little recap of the order. Lap 6, third of the way in. We've got Tobias Cherney leading from Jake Burton, 3.6 seconds ahead now. Michael is in third, Aaron fourth, and Scott Corners rounds out your top 5. Mark Warmington, Andrew, Alex and Robert, followed by Damien Butler, who just moved himself into that top 10 position.
Having a look at Tobias's lap times, he's not hanging around. His second lap, he was 1/10 off his qualifying effort, so that he's really flying.
Yeah, I mean, he says he loves this track, and I think we can see why now. He just seems to excel here. Actually, just saw, I think that was Mark Warmington graze the wall as well, so he's trying to bring everything out of that car he can. So Brenton moves out of the way. Aaron Hamilton goes past his new teammate. Looks like Niels and Timothy are having a bit of fun out there as well. Of course, the guys were caught up in that start line accident. We've got Weehan Chan followed by Raymond Steer. Hot on the heels of Robert Hooper here. So Robert still not having much fun out there.
It's good to see Wee Han Chan having a better run this week. I think he was in the wars a bit last week at Moport, wasn't he?
Yeah, he just turned, when we were speaking to Mark, he just turned up, didn't he, and hadn't stuck in much practice. As we know, this V8 punishes you really easily. And actually, we got someone turned around ahead there. I'm not sure who that was. Just sort of flicked the camera. I think that was Robert Hooper again. Yeah, and he's actually jumped back to the pits now as well. So yeah, it just doesn't seem like he can handle the car out there. Those braking issues and twitchiness on exit just finally bit him.
Yeah, this car around this track is very easy to overdrive as well. If you plant the throttle, it's going to throw you sideways into the fence before you know it.
So what's the team orders here then, Bernie? We've got Mark Warmington just ahead of Andrew. Obviously Mark and Neil's fighting for that P2 position in the championship.
Yeah, I think Mark is one of Mark Noble's boys, so my team orders to Andrew is pass him.
Yeah, Wee Han Chan still under pressure from that Demidov car. Raymond Steer behind. Got a few little individual battles going on throughout the track. We did have Michael and Aaron. I think Aaron just made a little mistake on this lap, dropped back a little bit, but still within touching distance, 1 second behind. So we see him glance over both chicanes, both curbs on that final chicane, sorry. 10 laps to go this time by. It's one thing, it is a really short lap round here as well, so little 18 lap sprint race. It ticked by really quickly. Aaron getting a little sideways coming out of turn 2. See the effort he's putting in. Yeah, it appears we've lost Robert altogether now, retired off the circuit. So everybody else still running out there at the moment.
He's probably gone back behind the wall to try to hopefully sort it out for the next race. So have you actually had a drive of one of these cars yet, Alex?
I have done, but not for a few seasons, I have to say. It was, I think a couple of seasons back I was going to give it a little bit of a blast. Did Road America, I think it was. But yeah, it was good fun. I enjoyed that. I wasn't particularly fast. I think I also did Brands Hatch as well on one of them. So... But yeah, I'm not a tin top kind of man. I stick me in the middle of a single seater and yeah, I'll bang in some pretty decent lap times. But
yeah, one of these would be a complete opposite to what you'd be used to driving, I'd say.
Yeah, braking super early and having massive amounts of weight underneath me.
And hardly any tyres and hardly any downforce.
Yeah.
It's not my idea of a fun Sunday or Saturday night, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think with the upcoming Holden coming out as well and the updates to the physics model on this car, I think we're going to have a great couple of seasons. So season 4 is going to be really exciting as well. Launch of driver swaps, so I dare say we're going to see a V8 Supercar series with some driver swaps in there as well for a bit bit of fun, have a blast. So I think could spice it up quite a bit.
Yeah, a lot of the drivers are really looking forward to the new Holden coming along in Season 4. And it'll be great to see a Holden Ford battle going on in the V8s finally on iRacing.
Yeah, I think the big difference as well was that the Ford's going to get a completely revamped physics model as well. So obviously ditching the fixed rear axle that we've got right now and in favour of the more traditional.
Yeah, it's really going to revolutionise this category.
I have to say it looked like Mark took a whole lot of inside curve that time through the chicane. I don't see him slowing down, so he might have got away with it. But yeah, I'm feeling a little bit for Andrew here. He's really struggling to stay close every time he does get within sniffing range like now. Mark's connection. Oh, Andrew very, very... I thought that was going to be an accident for sure. You see him just tag the grass under braking.
Yeah, he's gone in the background. He spun it in the background back there.
Yeah, perhaps just overheated the tyres a little bit, and then when he needed them to be able to put the power down, couldn't quite do it.
And Alex jumped straight through to take that position, and now Andrew's under threat by Damien by the looks of it.
Yeah, Damien's looking quite strong. He's coming up from from the back and catching these guys up quite quickly. Oh, out of shape as well. Just doesn't anticipate the slightly earlier braking of the guys ahead of him. And I think he got a slowdown penalty there as well because he missed the chicane. So it's going to give these guys a little bit of a gap as we just see as Alex just backs the car into that chicane. Looked like he'd been doing a little bit of MotoGP recently rather than some V8 Supercars.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if we just witnessed a bit of a netcode going on there.
Yeah, it can happen easily. We forget that these guys do race from all over the world. We're on the Australian servers, I believe, are we? Or is it the American ones? I'm not 100% sure.
I think we're on the Australian servers.
Yeah, so it can give us, what, a good 300-400 ping in some places.
Yeah, Nil's got a 400 ping at the moment, and Alex is up to 366 on his pings. So all the German boys have very high pings, which would be expected.
Yeah, it's good to see though that I think most of the guys out there, they know that they have that sort of extra ping and people racing around them. Just give them a little bit of extra room for the most part.
I'm really amazed by the technology to allow us to actually have this type of e-event, I guess, from everywhere around the world. It's really something to behold if you think about it.
Wei Han Chan goes in deep at the hairpin. I think he's going to end up losing a place there. His camera just switches off. He does. Raymond's up and through this time. Jake Burton looks like he's sitting quite comfortably in second place at the moment. Michael, oh, what's he behind? About 4.6 seconds behind now. Nice bit of advertising for the Redback Racing team just on screen right now.
I was just thinking, don't run into each other, boys. We have a little thing going in our team. If one of our drivers takes out another driver, they have to race in a pink skin. So I'm sure Paul would be thinking about that as he's going behind Mills.
Sounds like a good idea. Something to introduce over at Apex Racing UK, I think. You guys will love me for that.
Yeah, and it's not only a pink skin, it has I Love Barbie all over the front bonnet, and it looks very pretty.
Yeah, I think I'm going to hit up our team Skinner later on, get him to knock that up. Yeah, Andrew's coming under a bit of pressure again from Damien Butler, so Damien definitely shows that he's got the pace out there, recovering well each time. We think maybe a bit of net code. He's got to run down the final, sort of down this back straight. Oh, I think that move's going to be easily done. Amazing straight line speed. Andrew tries to hold it around the outside, but there's just no way to get two cars through there. Damien up to, what's that, 8th place now. Next up for him will be Alex Cherney again. Who in turn is catching up Mark Warmington pretty quickly. 5 laps to go, 2.7 seconds. No, sorry, 1.7 seconds. So he's flying out there at the moment. I don't know about you, Bernie, but I think I'd probably stay put if I was him. 5 laps to go. It's going to be 3rd on the grid.
Yeah, I think I'd be staying put and cashing in the next race.
Back marker moves out the way at the hairpin, stays right off the track. Very, very considerate driving. And looks like Damien's coming under a bit of pressure again, so Andrew's not giving up that place. Had a look down into the hairpin, but nothing happening that time. Perhaps compromised his exit a bit. He's not going to get much of a run down here. Actually, Damien got a oh, Alex drifting it in. Now, is he going to get a slowdown penalty for that? I think he probably will. Don't know, I think he might have got away with that.
Yeah, it looks like he might have. He's not slowing down any. I don't know how he held on to it through there myself.
Yeah, it must be just something in the water over there by the Cherney family.
And this will be the time of the race when I think Tobias was telling us that the tyres would start feeling a bit spongy about now, so I'm sure all the drivers are starting to feel it.
4 laps to go. We saw how good Damien looked all race actually. He's had great pace out there, really sort of outshone his qualifying position.
Yeah, he's definitely been racy this whole race.
Yeah, he's gained 11 places, so... And I think that's... Oh, there's contact between them. Andrew's going to move up.
Wow. Wasn't expecting that to happen.
No, I think Alex's tyres are just toast actually, and got a little bit sideways there, and Damien couldn't react to it. Three laps to go this time by. Let's just jump on board with our leader for a second. Haven't seen much of him today. He's been in a league of his own out there. Currently sits about 6 seconds ahead of Jake. think he's just been in cruise control really these last few laps, making sure he doesn't make any mistakes. We'll stay on him. We'll watch him for a lap.
We've got Wei Han Chang sitting in the pits at the moment. He's been there for quite a while by the looks of it too.
Yeah, down in 13th place. Doesn't look like he's going to be back out. Tobias into turn 1. Perhaps run it a little bit wide. Just to really hug that curb on the inside. Very, very careful on the accelerator. To the chicane. Saying that can be taken in 3rd gear and on the exit. Mainly in 3rd. Just a little bit of contact with the wall from the inside. Now through this slightly more open left-right section. Spot where Sebastian Vettel ran a little bit wide and Jensen picked up that victory in that epic F1 race a few seasons back. Tobias using all the curb. That last chicane's probably one of the worst with the wind coming in from the west. It just catches the tail as you're going through that, nicely through the hairpin. It's a great drive out of there. I'd point out he's actually pulled away nearly a second on this lap from Jake as well.
I'm having a look at Alex and Damien. They're back at it again. Is Damien trying to overtake Alex?
Yep, last lap for Tobias. Alex is going to have just a lap to hold on. He definitely looks like he's struggling out there, drifting it out of the hairpin. Already feels the need to make sure he covers the inside. Damien's not going to get a run this time, too far back.
Yeah, the hardest thing for Damien at the moment is he's just got to be patient on that throttle. It's so tempting just to jump on the accelerator, but you'll just sit there spinning your tyres.
Yep, Tobias just approaching the hairpin for the final time. Try and keep an eye on this battle as well. I think if Alex just doesn't make a mistake going into that hairpin or around this section of the track, he'll be alright, he'll hold on to it. If he backs it in again, overheats those tyres, he'll have no traction on the exit.
Here comes Tobias down the main straight.
Yep. Through the chicane, fantastic victory here for Tobias. First of the sprint rounds. He's going to have it all to do in the next one. 10th place on the grid he'll be, but great result nonetheless. Jake Burton comes across in 2nd place. Actually started to lose a bit of time, and Michael caught right back up, but just a little bit too far to compete. Aaron Hamilton in 4th place. He'll be delighted with that. Scott Connors is going to come across in 5th. He's got Mark Warmington behind him, but just a little bit too far. Andrew Weiss as well coming across in, this is going to be 7th place. And it looks like Damien has got Alex, and yeah, I think Alex must have made some more sort of mistake there. Let's just quickly take a little look back at that. I think he'd already made the mistake actually. Yeah, and then he loses it again at the hairpin. I just don't think he's got any tyre left, just looking at it. It looks all over the place.
Yeah, I'd say he's used all the tyres up in that race. Just struggling to get it across the line, but a great effort in 9th position.
And Isaac, who picked up that damage earlier on, managed to limp on around, picks up 10th place, so he'll be pretty delighted with a top 10 still after that early damage. Just jump us back to live and look at the final standings. So Tobias Cherney does indeed take victory here. Jake Burton in second. Michael comes across in third. Aaron is in fourth. Scott takes fifth. Mark Warmington is sixth. Andrew Weiss is seventh. Damien Butler followed by Alex, and then Isaac in 10th position. Jamie P has come across in 11th. Raymond Steer is 12th. Paul is 13th. Niels is 14th. Ian McPherson come across in 15th. Weehan Chan is 16th. Timothy is 7th. Brenton, we know, retired, as did Robert Hooper. Short and sweet. Couple of good little battles went on there, but I think we were right. It's going to be tricky to overtake.
Yeah, and if the first race is anything to go by, the second one's going to be extremely exciting, watching the faster guys try to come through the field.
Right, we're just going to go to a very, very quick commercial break, maybe have a word with a couple of the guys that might pop in, and after that we should be back for the next round.
Take your hobby to the next level with a quality racing rig that works great with a PS3, Xbox 360, and a PC. GT Omega Racing Simulator is compatible with a wide range of steering wheels, including Logitech, Fanatic, Thrustmaster, and more. The GT Omega is available now worldwide by going to www.gtomegaracing.com.
Welcome back to Apex Racing TV. Alex Simpson and Bernie Weemers here with Jake Burton, our P2 finisher. Well done, Jake. Pretty solid result there. Just don't think you had enough in the tank to challenge Tobias today.
Yeah, of course. Tobias is known for his exceptional pace at this track, and I think honestly, if it went down to a one-lap pace, I was actually talking to Tobias about this just before, it would probably only be a 10th or so, but the problem is Tobias is just so much more consistent than what I am. My times are really all over the place this week. I'm not a fan of the track, but I seem to have it nailed in between about laps 10 and 15, and then after 15 the rears just started to go away, and then it all went downhill. But oh well, we still got second, and I love the reverse grid races, so I'm keen for the next one, of course.
Yeah, as am I. What's the thoughts going into that second race? I mean, you're obviously going to be 9th place on the grid. I don't think overtaking's been particularly easy here this week. The weather perhaps not leading itself to that. So what's the mindset going into that second race?
Well, yeah, it's quite a easy track to pass cars that you have quite a big margin over, so no doubt Tobias and myself will have very little issue getting through your relatively inexperienced drivers. But when you get up towards the front and you're trying to get around guys like Michael Schreier and Aaron Hamilton, it could be a little bit more difficult. So my strategy going into this race is just to get to the front as soon as possible and try and build a gap, because I'm tended to have a little bit more opening lap aggression and pace than Tobias this season. It's generally where I've made up my victories against him, so hopefully I can just pull away while he gets caught up and hopefully not let him catch back up to me. That's the strategy. So
well, good luck in that in the next race, mate. I'm going to just fire through these interviews really quickly, but maybe we'll catch you after the next one.
Yeah, no worries guys, catch you soon.
Let's have a quick word with our victor today. Tobias, congratulations, mate. Start to finish. Look pretty comfortable out there.
Yeah, hello guys. Yeah, it did. There were just a few, I think 2 moments with back markers where that were a bit unlucky. I think I made slightly contact with Timothy. Wasn't intentional, but it was so difficult to judge which side he wanna go, because he had made contact before with the walls. It was somewhere in the middle of the street, and I knew Jake is, even though he said that there's no chance of beating me here. I knew that he was there, and just one slight mistake, slow down here or there, would bring him up right to my rear bumper again. So, now I'm looking forward to the second race. It would be interesting to see how this goes through the pack. I see my brother should be starting second. Oh dear.
Well, it looked like your brother burnt up his tyres there. He was sort of doing well, but I saw him backing it into a few corners, and just in the end, just looked like he run out of rubber on that last lap.
Yeah, I had just a quick look at the replay how he did. Lost like 20 seconds in the last lap with 2 spins. Maybe I've messaged him that he should have should check if he has got the right setup, race setup, and not a quali setup, and not overheating the tires. And the other thing is here, I guess it's somehow his driving style. If things don't go that right, I think he at the moment still tends to push the poor V8 even harder, and this is of course the wrongest thing you can do with this car.
I just asked Jake what his mindset was going into the second one. We know you talked about it earlier on, that it's particularly tricky to overtake here. So what's the plan for the next one?
Yeah, I think I will just go pretty defensive. I'll just don't risk anything. I mean, I don't need to win the second one also. I will just have a nice race, good battles, and see how it goes.
Right, thanks Tobias. I'm just going to have a quick chat with Mark, but wish you all the best of luck for that one, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, cheers. See ya.
Hi Mark, welcome to Apex Racing TV. Reasonable result for yourself there. Look like you're struggling a lot with connection issues.
I'm struggling a lot with connection, graphics, brain to feet. So I'll take finishing 6th.
Well, it does no harm as far as the championship goes. We were looking at the points. It could well have jumped you into second place in the championship, I believe.
Yeah, I think so, but I think it's a false second. I think once the drop weeks come and it all shakes out, people like Jake and that will assume their rightful positions. But yeah, I'm just turning up to race to try and keep some laps under my belt, and we'll see what happens next season.
Right, sorry about that, Mark. I'm just trying to set up the next session as well. So, mid-pack going into this race. What can you do from there?
First of all, survive the first lap, which is critically important here. And then hopefully I'll get some sort of rhythm now that I've warmed up with the first race. And even if I could find half a second of what I should have round here, I would at least like to think I could break into the top 5, but I don't want to jinx it.
Well, I'm going to wish you all the best for that one, mate, and we'll catch you after that race.
Cheers, guys. Thanks.
Bernie, I wonder if you can just take this last interview with Aaron for me.
Yep, I'll just... Hi Aaron, it's Bernie here. How'd you find that race?
It's one of the best races I've ran for a long time. I've changed my driving style this week, and in a new team now. Got a few good tips, and I managed to keep behind Michael Schreier for a few laps.
Yeah, I noticed your new paint scheme. It's looking quite nice.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's a great team, and I love the colour pinky purple.
Yeah. So coming into the next race, reverse grid, how do you think you're going to go with this one?
I'm not going to let the fast guys pass. They're going to have to go the hard way. I think I have a bit more pace than Toro and Park this time, so I'll practice my starts, get off to the best start I can, get past some of the guys in front, and go from there.
Yeah, fantastic. So where do you start in the next one? Are you in... I just don't have the positions in front of me.
I think I'd be 7th, in front of Michael and Jake and Tobias.
Okay. Well, I wish you the best of luck, and we'll see you, hopefully, might talk to you after the next race.
Yeah, thank you.
Right guys, we're just going to get this next session loaded up, so we're just going to go to another small commercial break, have a look at the upcoming Sim Racers Asia GT series, and we'll be right back with you.
What is so important about driving faster than anyone else?
A lot of people go through life doing things badly. Racing's important to men who do it well. When you're racing, it's life. Anything that happens before or after, it's just waiting.
We'll start that again. Sorry, welcome back to Apex Racing TV. Helps if we don't mute our microphones, does it? Alex Simpson, Bernie Weemers here. We are just loading into the second session of the night now. So guys, we'll be having about 10 minutes of practice just to get back up to speed, get everyone into the session, sort themselves out for this reverse grid race. Should be able to get you pictures in just a moment. Just waiting for the server to come up, as she does. Right, so we've got about 7 minutes by the time everyone's in, so guys just going to go out there and find some tweaks to the set. Dare say Alex will be working on perhaps slightly different tyre pressures and things like that. Right, Bernie, well, we've got reverse grid for this one. I think I think this could be one of the best races we've seen all season actually about to happen. So the pace of Tobias, Jake's determination, I think not to let him go. Aaron looks like he's right up for this one.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting. When Tobias said, you know, he's just going to take it easily, I'm just wondering, not take it easily, take it easy. I'm just wondering if he's foxing there a bit. We'll see once the flag drops.
Yeah, I think you're probably right there.
if he can get 2 or 3 places off that start-finish line, then you know, I think make his race quite a little bit easier. So we'll see how aggressive he goes into turn 1.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a few aggressive moves coming into turn 1, especially from Jake, the way he's talking. I think if I was a driver, I'd want to clear these guys as quickly as I could, so turn 1 could be a good opportunity. Otherwise you're going to be waiting half a lap until a hairpin to have another go.
Alright, sorry about that, lots going on in the background as well. Bit of communication between the league admins. But we're there now, 4 minutes left of practice. See if I can actually bring up the qualifying. I don't think I'm going to be able to. Alright, that's just practice. Yeah, something perhaps we'll have to get the developers of the IRTVO software to have a little look at, actually, when we do these tournament races with the reverse grid order.
Yeah, it makes it difficult when we can't see the grid, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember where we are. So I think we've got Isaac on pole position. Alex Cherney will be second after the last lap that he had. So he's definitely going to be one to watch. We know how fast he was in qualifying as well. So if he can keep those tyres underneath him, he might have a good chance here. Damien's going to be in third. Andrew will be fourth. So Andrew a good consistent pace as well, so worth watching. But Damien was also quick as well, so I don't actually think like Tobias and Jake and that are gonna be able to fight their way back up there unless there's some sort of contact with, say, some of those guys early on, because they're pretty quick. It's going to take them a few laps to get through this traffic. Then what we got? Scott Connors, is it? No, Scott was in front of Mark Warmington, wasn't he? So yeah, we'll stop trying to guess the grid now. Just wait for it to come up in a few minutes. Yeah, the same thing applies really with this session as well, just as we've seen a couple of the monster skins out there that we know have been replaced. So apologies to those guys, nothing I can do about it. Just need to check those trading paint settings for us.
And I was going to add to that, Alex, if the guys, when they do upload their trading paint schemes, if they want to send me a quick message, I'm happy to jump into a session with them just to make sure it is working.
Yeah, good call on that one. So yeah, anyone who tunes back in, just give us a shout, let us know. I think some have done that, and I put that call out as well actually a few weeks ago, just to say that, you know, if you have updated your skin and it's not showing, send it to us on a private message or something like that, and we'll try and add it in. It's always tricky though, because when we run trading paints, if it doesn't agree with what's in there, then it'll override it. So
for those viewers that may be just tuning in, the Trading Paints is a third-party service that iRacing drivers use, just so we can see everybody's different paint schemes and their sponsors and things like that.
yeah, it's an interesting point, because I think, you know, under some of the license agreements they've got, there's so much that they can't do officially with branding and sponsors, and they worry, you know, people put relevant bits over some of these cars that might not want to be advertised, and yeah, so they restrict what paint schemes we can do and what sponsors we're allowed on the car, but they have sort of developed a way, shall we say, that a third party could put completely customizable skins on there as well. So this is what we all use. I have to say the integration between the two is pretty impressive. It's it's borderline being part of the official software now, isn't it? It's that close to it, but it still is run by an independent third party, I think, which gives them the ability to run completely customizable skins.
Yeah, that's right. It's quite amazing, really, how seamlessly it does integrate and run with iRacing, especially, you know, as we have new builds coming out every 3 months. Trading Paint seems to be on top of it. So while we're watching them practice, Alex, I was just going to ask you, have you tried one of the Leo Bodner's steering wheels?
I have, multiple times actually. It's just a fantastic wheel. To be fair, I can't comment about it enough. If you've ever watched, I think we did like a sort of show and tell of our visit there that we did to both them and Base Performance as well, which also used the Leo wheel system. But the feedback, the level of feedback you get is just beyond anything else that I've tried. You know, I currently run a Fanatic Club Sport wheel, and it really does just make what I've got look like child's play. A lot of people struggle to justify the expense, but when you get that in your hands and you have a good play with it, you know what you're paying for.
Yeah, I'm trying to find someone here in Australia that has one so I can have a steer of it. It looks like we're about to go green.
Yep, Isaac here, starting from pole position. Alex Journey second. All going to be about this fight. Let's look and see where Tobias... Oh, Jake Burton gets an absolute flyer. He's perhaps up the inside of... Oh, Mark Warmington's around. Aaron Hamilton. That's Michael gone as well. So, absolute carnage into turn 1. I think Damien's gone as well. Oh, everybody is everywhere. We didn't look at the last replay back in the end, but I think we're going to have to focus on that one. Let's just wait for this lap to finish and we'll jump back on there. I think are far too eager. A few people there trying to get those positions. Caused absolute mayhem. Everybody's still actually circulating, which is amazing. We've got one more car on the grid than we did last time, somehow. But yeah, Alex Cherney anyway takes the lead. Here he got the jump on Isaac. Isaac unfortunately got a shocking start, down in 7th place at the moment. Looks like Jake Burton's just got himself up into 2nd as well, so he's definitely got a great chance of victory here. Tobias up to 5th already as well. Right, let's just see if we can take a look at this replay, see what happened here at the start. Yeah, Isaac got himself all sorts of wheel spin. I think that's Scott on the right as well, yeah, so... And then it just looked like... Well, it looked like Aaron and Mark Warmington got together. They were squeezed 3 wide with Jake coming up the left-hand side. They spun. I think Isaac spun into turn 1, which is then what... I'm not sure who hit Isaac there as well, but I think that might have been... And I'm lost. So much went on, just crazy. Right, let's jump back live with the action. But wow, what a crazy start. Yeah, Aaron Hamilton had to jump into the pits as well, so he finds himself way down at the moment. Looks like off camera Andrew Weiss might have had some problems. It looks really close here. Robert Hooper having a look up the inside. Someone having to opt to cut the chicane. That'll be a slowdown penalty. He's going to lose 3-4 spots here.
Yeah, that was Paul.
Yeah, Paul. I think Paul's the guy. I think Paul's actually the driver that managed to make this race that didn't manage to make the last one. So we've got 19 cars out there, as opposed to the 18.
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out who the newcomer is. Paul was definitely in the last race.
Alex Cherney under a lot of pressure here from Jake Burton, who set the fastest lap of the race that time by. Tobias up to third, Scott Connors in fourth, Isaac de Figueiredo back up to fifth, Jake up the inside, Alex lets him have it. Still giving it large coming out of the chicane, very much sideways. He's got his brother behind him. Now if I thought there was going to be any sort of rivalry, this would be the one. Come on Alex, defend for all you're worth, son. Keep him behind you.
Yeah, I was just thinking Tobias was probably hoping Alex would have fought a bit harder against Jake just then.
I dare say they're both running the same setup as well, so be interesting to see how that plays out. That looks like a I'm letting you by kind of move.
Yeah, I wonder if they're running under team orders. Are they in the same team or are they in different teams?
I don't think Alex is officially in the team yet, but I'm pretty sure he's got access to all the setups and everything else like that. So we know Tobias is in our team speak, so unless there's some in-game communication going on, they're not exchanging anything. Oh, Scotty very loose on the exit of a final chicane there.
Well, Alex, one thing
Tobias deep into the first turn. Sorry, go on, Bernie.
I'm actually extremely surprised and impressed how quickly Jake and Tobias got through the field. I thought it was going to take them a lot longer than it actually did.
Well, I think really the turn one carnage kind of opened it up for them guys. Really, had that not happened, then I think it'd have been a lot harder. Although that said, I mean, Jake got an absolute fantastic start and fully deserves to be in first place right now, because I don't actually think he gained any places apart from maybe Isaac, I think, with the accident. So he was already into fifth going into turn one, which was just an amazing start. Yeah, just having a little bit of a look at a battle further back here. We've got Wee Han Chan, followed by Ian McPherson, and I think that's Raymond as well. So those guys really close. And a little battle further back beyond that as well. I think that's Robert Hooper, is it? Well, no, it's Mark Warmington actually, and Tim Ballinger. Yeah, great shot. So they go down this back straight. So look at the international rowing complex that's to the right of the circuit. Oh, who's that spinning in the background there? I think that's Raymond. Wee Han Chan loses a place through that final chicane. We just saw him getting all out of shape, just winning a bit deep. Couldn't get the exit line off. Oh, sideways coming out, just nicked the grass as well. So not having much fun out there. He's got his teammate coming up behind him soon. We obviously saw Mark get turned around big time as well. He got a lot of damage on the back of that Falcon.
Yeah, I don't think there's a straight panel on that Falcon.
Oh, I have to say, I think Mark was probably at fault there a little bit. Just got into... just seeing who that was. I think it was Tim, wasn't it? Yeah, he just got into Tin. Turned him around. I don't think he quite had enough of his car up the inside to call that his line. Perhaps a few hot heads under those helmets at the moment. Just recovering really from that first lap incident. Guys wanting to make their way up really quickly. Driver who did take advantage of that was Aaron Hamilton. Up to 15th place now. He's got a fresh car. He decided to pit. We have a look at Jamie Peters here, 6th place. Had a bit of a shocker in the first round. A bit of pressure from Michael, but not too far behind Isaac. Tobias Cherney, the last time by, set the fastest lap, so he's closing that gap down. We'll keep an eye on that. 1.4 seconds it is at the moment. As we heard from Jake just in the interval, it's only about a 1/10 of a second between them, but it's Tobias's consistency that's going to cause the problem. Looks like Niels has got what's that, about 1.2 seconds to Robert Hooper in front of him. Obviously Robert had all those problems with the car under braking in the previous race. Let's have a look, see what it looks like now. Looks a little better, still a little bit snappy on the entrance I thought there though. Loses it coming out of the chicane, I mean the hairpin. That's Neil's up to 10th place then, so Robert's still not having a great deal of fun out there. I thought perhaps would have dialed in the car just a little bit after retiring from that last race. Great little battle going into turn 1 between Isaac, Jamie and Michael. I think Isaac's going to come off worse. He has lost to 2 places there, just run it out wide in turn 2. Jamie held on to his position from Michael, but still looks quite racy. He's got some damage on the front right of that car though.
And up front it looks like Tobias has just about reeled in Jake, so give him another couple of laps. I think he'll be right on his back door.
Yeah, round the outside into the 3rd chicane goes Michael. Great move, managed to get on the power a lot earlier than Jamie. So he's up into 5th place. Next up the road for him is Scott Connors, but 7.3 seconds, so it's going to be a little while before we see anything come from that. Let's just have a look at this lead battle then. Lap 7 of 18, just over half of the race still to go.
It looks like Andrew Vince just lost it coming out of the hairpin.
Yeah, Andrew's got quite a gap to Brenton. That's of course closed up a little bit now. Must have lost 4 seconds there looking at the timing screen.
Yeah, he spun the wheels coming out of the hairpin and just nicked the inside sign there.
Right then, Bernie, so you're Jake Burton, you know you've got someone behind who's just a little bit quicker but ultrally consistent. What do you do?
I think I'd be going defensive and keeping a close eye on that mirror. But I'm a bit of a mirror driver as it is anyway, so... But I think that's his best bet. He's not going to outrun Tobias.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I would do the same. Just perhaps knock a little bit of extra speed off. Even you're not going to get past just by being only 0.2 of a second faster. If the guy's hitting his marks, getting out of the corners really quickly, that would be my attention to it. I think just make sure I'm perhaps braking half a car length earlier. Nail the exits. It's going to make a very, very difficult job for Tobias.
Yeah, and I'd keep an eye on my tyres as well, because one thing Tobias will do is if he puts pressure on Jake, he'll hope Jake burns his tyres up.
Yeah, as we can see there, Jake just getting a little bit leery coming out of that final chicane. So it looks like Alex Cherney's quite secure in his third spot behind as well, so could be his first podium, which is great to see, just 3 weeks into driving in this series. Only been on iRacing for about 5.
Yeah, he's got a really nice 4-second gap over Scott Connors at the moment, which is fantastic considering, as you said, he's only been on iRacing for a number of weeks. The other impressive driver this round again is Wei Han Chan. He's doing a fantastic job at defending his position.
Yeah, let's just have a quick look at that battle. Oh, just as we say that, must have been a bit of commentator's curse. Just gets a bit sideways. I think he quickly jumped to the 2-foot hack to keep that car under control. I'm not sure he needed to though. I think he could have just got off of the gas there and recovered it, and would have been okay. Oh, he's lost it again. Yeah, I have to say, definitely we focus our attention on him, and everything falls apart. Down to 16th place.
I'm not saying anything now.
I'm sure that's not the role of a commentator.
No, I'm sure you're right. Yeah, looking back up front, Tobias is definitely now starting to put the pressure on Jake.
Yeah, halfway distant point at this point. Yeah, I swear my brain's not working today. Some of the stuff I've come out with. Oh, Jake very sideways. Trying to get that power down. Tobias would have seen that down into the hairpin, late on the brakes. Jake also great driving for both of them. Just a little bit of contact from Tobias, just to remind him that he is here. And if he gets it out of shape like that again, he's going to have him. Seems like your lad Andrew's not having the best of times out there now. Down into 13th place, had to pit. Robert Hooper as well, been into the pit, so same thing happening really to his race. Aaron Hamilton back up to 11th, so good drive from him.
Yeah, he just got past Niels Jordan. Looks like he's just gone up into 10th.
Yeah, have a little battle out there at the moment. We've got is Brendan O'Brien and Paul. Paul's having a look down the back straight. Brendan just drifting across, perhaps a bit slow, side by side, going into this final chicane. Paul very late on the brakes. Brendan just concedes that one.
And further back, it looks like Ian's trying to follow his teammate Aaron past Niels coming onto the main straight. Here goes Tobias on the inside. No, not quite there. This is going to be the problem Tobias is going to have, is just where is he going to choose to try to get past.
Yeah, Ian McPherson still trying to get by Niels. Oh, there's contact between the two. Camera won't pan, so we don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the front two runners at the moment. I don't want to see my teammate with any damage back there.
Yeah, I think Niels managed to get away with it. No real damage for him, just a little bit of contact, but it set Ian back a little bit. We have got Mark Warmington just joined us for a quick session. Mark, you got caught up in a mega crash at the start there. Just tell us what happened from your point of view.
I still don't know. My start could have probably been better. I didn't get a lot of fish training though, so I thought I got off the line well. I was keeping an eye on Aaron on the right because the horse is supposed to tell me that there's a car out there. And then I saw a shadow on the left, and then I saw. So I even tried looking back in the replay to see exactly what happened, and I'm still not sure whether I just wasn't expecting the car on the left to turn right, or I was paying too much attention to the car on the right. I don't know, but the back of the car was a bit of a mess. So
Yeah, we saw that in the aftermath. A few laps later, you tried to stick with it, but in the end, just too much damage. You just bring it in.
Well, yeah, because I thought I could handle it, but the back was a bit soft, and I think there was a moment when I think Tim was trying to pass Chan, but he went a bit wide, so I just hugged the apex, and I don't know if it was lag or whatever, but it looked like he got on the power and came across and span, or I don't know, maybe I lagged into him, I don't know. And then yeah, the last one I was just I don't know, maybe the left rear caught the white line or something, but the back just came round, so I figured I may as well go and do some washing or something.
Oh, well, unlucky, mate. Yeah, it looked like an absolute crazy start, actually. I mean, I've watched it a couple of times and still not sure of what happened and where it all happened. So, yeah, well, we'll bounce back next week. Where's the final round?
I should have looked. I should have known you'd ask that.
Always. Yeah, because I'm never prepared.
It is Phillip Island.
Oh, well, so, yeah, the love it or hate it track, as it would be.
Yeah, we'll see. I think I'll watch the rest of this one and keep my fingers crossed that I finish the race, and then, yeah, dust myself off, come back next week, and hopefully I'll have some more practice at the belt.
Cool. Alright, mate, well, you have a good weekend, and we'll catch you next week.
Yeah, so guys, catch you next week.
Mark Warmington, Blue Flag Racing, sponsored by Kimmy's Royal Fencing. A little bit gutted today. He had that opportunity to move up into P2. It looked pretty good, but I have to say, Bernie, your boy out there, Niels, just needs to bag a bunch of points in this race, and he's going to hold on to that with just one race to go.
Oh, that's fantastic news. Let's not focus on him so we don't put the mockers on him, eh?
Side by side, the front two. Going into the final chicane. It's not easy on the outside. Is Tobias going to try and do it? No, he thinks better of it. I think that's probably wise.
Yeah, I'm watching Jake out front there. He seems to be really spinning those rear tyres to keep him out front there at the moment. So I just hope he doesn't burn his tyres up.
As Tobias drifts it into turn one. That's what I was talking about. That as you turn in there, that tailwind can just catch the car. If you've got a tiny little bit of extra heat going through those rear tyres, then she just breaks away a little bit in there.
It was great car control though, wasn't it?
Yeah, fantastic. Oh, up the inside, Tobias having a little look. Nothing coming. Just a little bit too close. What have we got further back as well? Alex Cherney still in third place. He has got 1 second lead over Michael, so that battle's starting to hot up as well. And we know how Alex's tyres get a little bit hot under the load in the final stint or section of this race. So he's going to have his hands full. Scott Connors has come with Michael as well, although Michael's got past him. Yeah, where we thought that Alex perhaps had a good chance of a podium here, he's going to have his hands full.
Yeah, I think Michael will be all over him in the next lap or two. I'm just having a look at their lap times to see how they differ.
It's only about 0.2 of a second that last time by, so... Right then, Tobias seems to have a bit of a run down here on the main straight. Might have a little look into turn one. Jake went a little bit defensive. Tobias sticks his nose in there, but too far back to make a move. Just really trying to force Jake into a mistake.
Further back, it looks like Michael's just about caught Alex up. It's only about 3 car lengths between them now.
4 laps to go. See if there's anything else changed further back. It doesn't look like it has, apart from Wee Han Chan has pulled it into the pits as well, so not a good day for the blue flag racing guys out there. All 3 cars retiring. Right, Jake's coming up to a bit of traffic ahead of him now. This could be Tobias's opportunity. Although it looks like Tobias has got a slowdown penalty. That could pretty much end the race for him there. He did comment about those slowdown penalties, and it's cost him an absolute backload of time. 2.1 seconds. Alex Cherney down to 5th place. I'm not sure what happened there. He's lost a couple of places. Let's see if we can get that back on replay. He just backed it into the second of the chicanes. It's that same situation. His just tyres are just cooked. Just abusing them a little bit on the entry.
Yeah, they're definitely cooked. He's very loose coming into the main straight through that chicane. Same lap, the Cherney brothers both had a bit of a moment.
Yeah, so Jake, 1.6 seconds actually the gap was, so we know how quick Tobias is, so I can see him catching him, but I'm not sure about passing him now. If he had those 3 laps, might have had the opportunity.
Yeah, from what we've seen, it's one thing to catch on this track, but it's a different story to try to pass somebody.
Yeah, this will definitely be one up for Jake if he can hold on to this victory. Even himself, he commented earlier on at the sort of pace that Tobias has around here, so to beat him in what is technically his playing ground, he's going to be pretty delighted. Double check in, we're live as the overlay didn't seem to come up properly there, so apologies for that. Let's jump back to this battle.
Yeah, further back in the field, it looks like Brenton O'Brien's starting to close on I thought it was Nils myself, but I think it's Andrew Finks.
Yeah, I think it's Andrew.
It's so hard, I'll have to change their paint scheme so we can tell which driver from the other.
.7 seconds is the gap. So down this final, well, down this back straight, they're going to have one more attempt at it. Jake perhaps took a whole load of curb that he didn't want to. Tobias caught another 0.2 of a second up just in that one corner onto the last lap.
Yeah, Jake's just needs to hit his marks now and focus ahead, and not make any mistakes at this point. I'll tell you what, Jake's not afraid of hanging that back end out, is he?
No, not at all. We've seen how that can hurt the tyres as well. Alex really suffering out there. Tobias closer than probably ever through this section of the track, under the bridge. Into this second chicane. No corner cut this time, very, very close. Jake having a little wobble out there. Tobias might have a little look. Is Jake going to go defensive? To say, I think Jake got a good exit out of that final hairpin there. I'm not sure Tobias is going to get a run. The truth is, I think even if he had the opportunity, Jake perhaps going a little bit defensive. He can take his normal line through here though. Perhaps in a bit deep. Tobias just taps him from the behind. But that's going to be enough to keep him in front actually. Great victory. Jay Byrne takes the second of the sprint races here at Montreal. Excellent defensive driving from him. Just hit his marks. I think we called it earlier on, Bernie. We said if he just focuses more on not making a mistake, he got a chance.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. And he drove that last lap beautifully. He looked quite confident out there in front of Tobias. It was a great win. Tell you what, even on the slowdown, Tobias is having trouble overtaking Jake, I think.
Yeah, Michael comes across in third place as well. Scott Connors is indeed fourth. Alex Cherney not too far behind in fifth place, so perhaps just a little bit of pressure that he was under just made him cook those tyres a little bit that lap. Drops him down to fifth. Jamie come across in sixth place there. Good result from Jamie. Sorry, go Bernie.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Alex is going to be a person to watch as he gets a bit more experience in this V8. That race was quite impressive.
Yeah, I agree. Just once he learns to keep those tyres underneath him for the whole sort of stint and whatnot, which, you know, he's a bit of a talent in this car because it is a beast and it does burn them up pretty easily. Yeah, once he gets there, I expect him to see him fighting in those top 5 spots all the more often. Isaac come across in 7th place, followed by Paul, and then Aaron in 9th place, so great recovery from him, just to pick up some good solid points again. Hills Jordan in 10th place, and I'm pretty sure that has kept him in 2nd place in the championship, so he will be delighted with that. Brendan O'Brien come across in 11th spot, followed by Timothy, Andrew Vince, Ian McPherson, Raymond Steer, Weehan Chan, who retired 6 laps down, Robert Hooper, Mark Warmington and Damien Butler all retired, and it was Damien who got tagged on that first lap, I think, so big time shunt there. Managed to get it back to the pits but couldn't get it repaired in the end.
Looks like we've got double donuts on the main straight here between Tobias and Jake.
Yeah, Tobias got every reason to celebrate as well. He is, I think we were talking to him, is it 4 or 5-time champion? 4-time champion now? It's just crazy. So, that many numbers, we've lost count.
Yeah, we'll have to ask him to put a little stickers on the side of his car so we can keep track.
Right, let's... I'm just going to drag him up early. He's in mid-conversation. Jake, fantastic victory, mate. All made possible by that absolutely lightning start that you got.
Yeah, it was. I'm not particularly happy about the start. The getaway itself was good, but I expected that because I knew I was coming from the back, so I made a bit of a gear ratio change to see if I could do it. But it was an incredible start, but unfortunately I got into I think at was Mark, and that set off a bit of an accident. So I'm really sorry to Mark and Aaron Hamilton, who I think was also involved, and I think Michael was involved as well. So really sorry to those 3 blokes, because it was purely my mistake, a bit over-ambitious by me on the start. But yeah, I'm happy with the win for sure.
Yeah, I think you're not, nice to take the sort of the blame there, but I think it was a recent incident, if you know what I mean. 3 wide going into turn 1, it can be tricky and stuff like that, but I wouldn't necessarily say it was 100% your fault there, mate. So these things happen sometimes in racing, and yeah, I don't think it's all on you. Just one of those things.
Yeah, it's always going to happen when we have these reverse grids, unfortunately. But yeah, I was very happy with the start. It was one of the best getaways I've ever got, so it definitely helped contribute to my win. So.
And then, of course, for the second half of the race, you moved yourself up into first position, being chased down by Tobias. We spoke earlier, and you were saying that you knew he was perhaps tiny little bit quicker, but it was the consistency that was the key. Now you were really consistent in that second race. It looked like a couple of times you lit the tyres up, which gave Tobias a little sniff, but you nailed your braking points pretty much everywhere, and just had a nice consistent run in at the end there, even if it was under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, well, I've definitely tried to work on the consistency, and it made it quite difficult for Tobias to pass with the gear ratio that I changed to. It meant I had a bit more straight line, but it also meant that he'd catch me hugely through the other sections. But the main passing zone being turn 1 and the back straight, it made it a bit more difficult for him, and then he got his slowdown, which I think honestly was what lost him the race, really, because he would have passed me quite comfortably, I think, had that not have happened. But yeah, it's always good racing with Tobias. He can make it clean but fun at the same time, so it was good.
Well, 2 good results today. That's going to jump you up a whole bunch in the championship table. I don't suppose you're paying too much attention to that because you missed quite a few rounds, but you're moving up quite nicely. You've got 1 round to go, which I believe is Phillip Island. So are you turning up for that one, and what do you hope to get out of that?
Yeah, of course. I'll definitely be here for Phillip Island. It means basically if I can finish the race at Phillip Island, I have been watching the points. I should be able to pick up second, but yeah, it's just disappointing knowing my recent form that I didn't commit so much at the beginning of the season, because maybe I could have taken it to Tobias a little bit more. But there's always next season, and 4 titles for him is exciting. So great job to Tobias for that.
Yeah. Congratulations again on the victory today, mate. Anyone you want to give a quick shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, of course. Big thanks to Sim Instruments and Custom Image Concepts, as well as our affiliates, Trans-Tasman Racing. Thanks a lot, guys, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, cheers, Jake. Right, let's drag up Tobias. Hello, buddy. Welcome to ApexRacingTV post-race show. P2 in this one. Good result all round for the weekend. P1 and P2. Not that you needed to consolidate the championship anymore because you've already got that in the bag. But a tough race out there. You had to work a little bit harder to get through the first few cars and avoid the wreck at the start there. And then Jake just drove really consistently. I don't think there was a way through.
Yeah, I took it easy at the start. Saw Jake had a fantastic start on the very left-hand side. I don't know if he made contact there or something. But for me, I saw cars going off in front. I got squeezed. I heard a 3 wide and all the crazy stuff going on in these first couple of corners. So I was quite surprised to see. I find myself, I think, in P5 also at the end of the lap, P4. Then someone also let me through. I think it was Scott. And yes, then I was already third, chasing Jake, who was also already on the bumper of my brother. So yeah, it was pretty interesting race. I knew I had a bit of pace against him, so I closed up to him. But overtaking is quite a challenge here, especially then with the wind and getting into the chicanes. I had a look here and there, but yeah, I couldn't get it done. And then this 3 laps to go or so. I was so close behind Jack I couldn't see the track, and I just went a tiny little bit too far on the left on the exit of the third chicane, and yeah, it gave me a slowdown. I was quite lucky to get it stopped within only 2 seconds loss or something. Took me the remaining, 2 of the 3 laps remaining took me to get up to his rear bumper again, and yeah, the closest I could get was just a small tap in the final chicane. So maybe a few laps more, great, or yeah, me not making the mistake.
Yeah, well, it was a great race to watch. We certainly enjoyed it, and yeah, congratulations on a good result. Well, Phillip Island is up next. Like I say, nothing really on the cards for you on that one. Are you going to turn up there and just try and put on a bit of a show?
Yeah, I will. I'm not sure if I will race any official race there because I'm really not that good compared to some of the other aliens. So maybe I will just have a bit less practice and jump in and have some fun.
We look forward to seeing you then. Do you want to give just a quick shout out to any of the teammates and team?
Yeah, quick shout out to all my teammates. I don't know if they are watching. I had a fantastic race early this morning again with Marlon and Curtis finishing 1, 2, 3 and the official race for Powerbond. Pretty awesome. And yeah, shout out to Jake. It's fantastic to have this kind of battle here in this series, like last week already on the week before at Oran Park. So yeah, have been missing some kind of these battles, so I really appreciate it that he's turning up to challenge me here.
Yeah, well, congratulations again, mate. We'll see you next week. You go enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you then.
Yeah, see you then, and I will now take my flight over to Japan to get out into the Z4.
We'll see you there shortly.
Cheers.
Let's bring up Aaron Hamilton. Aaron, welcome to Apex Racing TV. You had a good opportunity in this race, but got caught up in that Turn 1 incident, I'm afraid. Just tell us about it from your point of view.
Yeah, well, I got off to a brilliant start and got past Scott side by side with Mark, and out of the corner of my eye I see Mark turn into me, and I checked back on the replay at the end, and I have to say some people are a little too opportunistic.
Yeah, I think Jake mentioned that as well. I mean, it was a tough one to call from our point of view. It just looked like one of those racing incidents 3 wide that unfortunately with the internet connections that we have just not going to work. So yeah, nonetheless, you fought back pretty strongly though. 9th place, decided to take the pit stop. A few guys stayed out with the damaged cars, but I think you made the right call there.
Yeah, well, my engine was stuffed. I had no top speed, so yeah, I had to come into the pits. So close to getting past Paul, but the tyres got shot trying to catch up to Paul those last few laps, and yeah, scraped through the wall a little, and then it was over. But 9th place is pretty good.
So this is the first week racing for Demidov, I see. So just tell us about that change and how you're hoping that's going to set you up for next season.
Yeah, it's Demidov's a fantastic team, and there's a lot of experience in there, so I'm hoping I can learn a lot and improve my times. I think this week alone I've already far outdone my expectations, so I only hope for that to improve in the future, and hopefully I'll be able to get on the podium very shortly.
Cool, well, wish you all the best of luck for that. It's Phillip Island next. Is that where you're going to try and shine? Is that a track that suits you?
I like it, but I always seem to run into someone or spin in the braking zone, so we'll see.
Well, let's hope the new combination of team and driver excel there, and we see you on that podium, mate.
Yeah, let's hope so. Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Just going to drag Tim up, see if he's around for a quick little chat. Tim, you there?
G'day fellas, how are you?
Yeah, good mate. Just having a look at the 2 results today, perhaps not the weekend that you would have wanted. Just tell us about those races from your side of things.
Oh mate, round that track you're busier than a one-legged man in an arse-kicking competition, but yeah, just bad luck at the start in race 1, and it just went from bad to worse, and race 2 there, I had a bit of contact with Mark, unfortunately getting held up behind Mr. Chan, but yeah, we started 17th and got, I think, 12th in the second race. That was all right.
Yeah, good little fight back there as well. Tim, I've sort of seen you on and off through different races throughout this series. Is it something you're looking to get a bit more into for next year? Or I say next year, next season?
Yeah, definitely. I haven't driven the V8 in about 4 months, but I've got back into it the last 3 weeks, and thanks to you guys for hosting the series. We're in there, and we've just started TD racing actually with Raymond and Scott, and just want to congratulate Scott on 2 top 10 finishes. Brilliant job.
Yeah, I actually was able to see Scott's skin, but I wasn't able to see yours, and I think another driver out there as well. You were still running the monster skins that you had, so not quite sure what's going on there. Trading Paint's not pulled it down. I mentioned it on the stream, so yeah, we'll have to have a look at that. Maybe if you can PM me it at the end of the race or something like that, and we'll try and do it manually for the future races.
Oh yeah, that was my fault. I only got the skins up and done today, so yeah, we've been bugging around with them for a week. So yeah, we both had them on, but yeah, they'll probably come up next week, so that'll be all good.
Oh. Phillip Island next week. We're going to see you there for that one.
Yeah, most definitely. We'll be here every night giving it a crack when it's on, and hopefully with time we'll get quicker, and yeah, with Scott to lead the way, we should be right.
Well, it's something we always see actually in this series is guys come on, they start off sort of in and around, say, the second half of the field and slowly work their way up there. So we'll keep an eye on your progress and look forward to seeing you fighting up in maybe the top 5s in a season or 2.
Appreciate that very much, and thanks to everyone there at Apex for all they do for us. Much appreciated, and good night to everyone at home.
Yeah, cheers Tim, have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week. Right, Bernie, that just about wraps us up for this round 11. I have to say, this season has just flown by. I can't believe we're just one race away from calling this, well, the close of season 8. So on to season 9.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible, but I'm already starting to look forward to season 9. I think it's going to be another great and exciting season.
Yeah, and I have to say, I think that one will fly by as well, with the anticipation of the Hold'em for the next season. And it'd be great actually to celebrate our 10th season with the new car and perhaps new structure and things like that. I know the guys have already started talking about it and planning it as well, so I think we can expect a few changes for season 4. It's going to be season 4, season 10. I think it's going to be brilliant. So, but yeah, thanks for joining me in the comments box, everybody, for tuning in as well. Like I say, don't forget to hit that like, share button, and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, let's just get those viewing figures up if we can, just a little bit. So, but yeah, thank you for everybody tuning in. I've been Alex Simpson, been joined by Bernie Weemers today. This has been round 11 of the Apex Racing TV V8 Supercar series from Montreal. We'll wish you all a good weekend and see you next week at a very beautiful Phillip Island.